Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Abdurrahman and you are watching the Animals Production Practices. In today's lecture, we are going to talk on the farm biosecurity practices. We will discuss the importance of the biosecurity, the benefits of biosecurity, and how can we protect the farm biosecurity by imposing the different managemental practices at the farm. First of all, we will discuss all the factors which may cause the health issues to the animals. The very first and biggest factor which is causing the diseases to the animals is the pathogens. Pathogens may be the bacteria, virus, parasite, protozoa, or fungi. The intake of the high level of such pathogens in the body may lead to the weakness of the body and reduction in the immunity of the body or the animal. So, disease may cause to the animal. Next is nutritional deficiency. Nutritional deficiencies may lead to the diseases in the animals, just like the deficiency of any vitamins or minerals in the animal may lead to the specific diseases. The excessive exposure to the chemical or the poison, excessive use of the chemical may also lead to the health issues in the animal. And the excessive use of the antibiotics or the over medication of the animal may also lead to the health issues in the animal, or the biggest factor in the health issues in the animal. Poor managemental practices are the biggest factor in causing the health issues to the animal, as the better managemental practices can lead to the successful running and healthful production of the flock. Is the protecting your birds from disease, preventing or controlling disease transmission by vectors. The vectors are the carriers which are having the pathogens or other biosecurity related biopathogens which may cause diseases spread into the animal. So vectors transmission is the biggest factor in transmitting of the diseases in the animals. What is a vector? Vector that may transmit a disease. Rodents, birds, insects, shoes, car tires, shared equipment, best friend, pet, feed, water, dust, air. These are all the vectors which may lead to the or which may act as a carrier of the pathogens in the farm. Preventive strategies to control disease causing organisms and their carriers. Production of poultry flock from any type of infectious agent. This is all about biosecurity. That biosecurity is also the preventive strategy, and it's also the protection of poultry flock from any type of infectious agent. Control of transmission of disease from flock to flock. Similarly, biosecurity is the cheapest, most effective means of disease control available in the managemental point of view. As biosecurity is the biggest factor, if we can control the biosecurity at our farm, then this is the guarantee to the successful running of the farm and healthful production of the flock. Benefits of biosecurity. The clear benefits from practicing good biosecurity include: following are the benefits. which may get by adopting the better biosecurity at the farm are first one, having healthy birds, healthy flock. Next is minimizing the potential for significant cost and losses in revenue. The losses or the farm losses or the production cost may be detected, maybe reduction occur if we maintain the biosecurity at farm. Protecting human health, protecting your ability to move birds without restriction, protecting other industries such as feed suppliers. If we maintained a biosecurity at our farm and produced a healthy flock, then our flocks will be healthy, better revenue generator, better human health or human consumption, and we can move the birds or our flock to any place without any restriction, and similarly they may be impacting good in a good way on the other industries such as feed suppliers. Next is protecting export markets. Such animals will be export quality. Who should practice good biosecurity? Everyone. Everyone is the part of biosecurity. Whether these are the managers, owners, workers, the visitors, or the other equipment, each and everything is related to biosecurity. Everyone. Commercial producers, small flock backyard poultry owners, hobbyist breeders, youth poultry project owner for livestock shows. Major components of biosecurity. Let's talk of major component of biosecurity. On which factors does the biosecurity depend? So, first of all, the very first one, flock management. Next is isolation, traffic control, and cleaning. These are the components of biosecurity. Biosecurity monitoring points. If we want to maintain the biosecurity at the farm, we should monitor the following factors. First of all, the movement of the humans, the sanitation of the equipments, the cleanliness of the environment, the cleanliness or the sanitation of the animals, and the contaminated eggs and chicks, contaminated feed. Environmental routes of disease transmission. Environmental contaminants may be the pathogens or the factors or the carriers or the vectors which are present in the environment. Those are enlisted here. First one is wind, second is water, dust, feather, manure. These all may contain the vector. Drying and sunlight are very effective at killing many disease causing organisms. Maintain flock health. Minimize stressors to prevent increased susceptibility to disease. Fresh feed, clean water, clean dry litter, good ventilation, provide an overall comfortable environment are the guarantee of the good flock health. Good biosecurity practices. Isolation measures. Keep out disease control. You can see the signboard over here, and behind of this signboard there is a poultry farm, and on the way to the farm they have displayed a board on which they have written that keep out, it's a disease control or the biosecurity concern, you cannot enter this way. Confine flocks to controlled environment. Controlled environment, no one can enter over there without permission. Screen houses to protect flock from wind, wild animals. The entry of the wild animal at the farm is the biggest concern majorly is the major concern in the Pakistan related to the flock health. Restrict visitors. Stock selection. Different genetic lines of the poultry may vary in their ability to resist or recover from some diseases. The choice of genetic lines resistant to disease problems that have been known to occur in a particular poultry operation can substantially reduce the cost of disease and other disease prevention techniques. So the selection of the breed or the selection of the birds which are resistant, which are compatible to the environment of the production houses or the local environment should be selected for the production of the flock, as this may lead to the successful production of the flock and healthier animals will be produced, which may lead to the good revenue generation. Always follow the rule of this all in all out at once. If you are running a poultry farm, you have to take the birds in at once and take the birds out of the farm at once. You cannot enter the birds into your farm one by one. You have to purchase or buy the birds or chicks at once. Similarly, each shed contains birds of same age, same strain or breed, same breeder flock, same hatchery. This is the these are the factors which you may say lead to the similarity in the birds. Uniqueness in the birds is produced by the following factors like the age, strain, breeder flock. Before commencing, ensure you are wearing clean and disinfected personal protective equipment. Personal PPE stand for personal protective equipment. You can see here the man is wearing a protective cloth and the other man is showering the clothes so that the pathogens may be washed out of the clothes. Here you can, in the second pic, you can see the yellow clothes and the proper screen belts are also fastened or at the head. You can also see this demonstrating picture like how the trucks are being entered in the farm. They have to pass through a dip where the water is there and the wheels of the vehicle may be washed out over there. So vector may be washed out at over there. This is the local dip for vehicle entrance. Food dip is also there should be food dip at the entrance of the farm so that the pathogens attached to the lower side of the shoes may be washed out or may be removed. Arrive at work having previously showered. Wear clean clothing or coveralls and footwear to the site. The footwears may be of the type of polythene bags or the other leather shoes may be wear to enter the farm, but before dipping, wheel wash or spray. Only essential vehicles should enter the site. All vehicles visiting the unit should be kept outside the biosecurity perimeter if at all possible. Wheels, tires and wheel arches should be cleaned and disinfected upon arrival at the unit using disinfectant. Wheel dips or sprays were provided. You can see here the wheels are being disinfected or the whole vehicle is being washed out or sprayed. Here you can see a proper system of sanitation is there for the vehicles. After showing and changing into clean clothes and footwear, do not interact with poultry including wildlife prior to arrival at the site. Here you can see the farm is at the other side and the vehicles are parked outside or far away from the farm. Employees and visitors park vehicles in a designated area away from poultry barns. Ensure that the interior of the vehicle does not become contaminated. All equipment and other objects that cross the poultry side fomites must be cleaned and disinfected or come from a known source. Leave valuables such as jewelry, cell phone at home. Personnel are not permitted to keep poultry or caged birds at home. Similar pathogens that might be transmitted via personnel to birds. Personnel are not permitted to visit other poultry farms or birds shows. Plumbers, electricians, and other service people are required not to have visited other poultry premises for at least 36 hours. These are all the biosecurity practices which you can do, which you can apply or implement at your farm to maintain the biosecurity at your farm. A log is kept at all of all essential visitors. Each visitor is required to sign in and acknowledge that they have not been in contact with birds for the previous 36 hours. Stay home from work if you are ill. The instructions for the farm worker are: do not enter the farm. If you are ill, don't spread disease, as if you are ill you are carrying the vectors or the pathogens which may spread into the farm. Moving between sites. Minimize people movement between sites. Reduce risk when moving between sites. Take a shower and change into clean clothes or coveralls and footwear prior to continuing to next site. A farm communications system avoids the necessity of moving personnel around the farm. Personnel work only in assigned area and do not go to other areas on the farm. Aerial disinfection. Spraying a fine disinfectant mist or fog over the birds can help reduce cross-infection and secondary infection during outbreaks of respiratory and other diseases. It is particularly of value in preventing secondary bacterial infection, for example E. coli septicemia, following a virus challenge such as infectious bronchitis or turkey rhinotracheitis. You can see the farm worker which is having all the biosecurity clothes, which is wearing all the biosecurity clothes and is spraying the birds disease by stimulating the bird's immune system in such a way that it enhances the immune response when the bird is subsequently exposed to a pathogen or disease causing organisms. We can say the vaccination is the immune booster. So whenever the pathogen is attack on the body of the animal, the body is already having the antibody against that pathogen. That body, you should know that antibody was produced by vaccination. So antibody present in the body will fight against that pathogen or the antigen. Reduce exposure risks. Control vector habitat and attractants, birds, rodents, vermins, and insects. Make sure pen is animal proof. Cleaning and sanitation. 5 steps to cleaning and disinfection. Dry cleaning. First of all, remove all the debris and the other dust from the farm. Next is soap. Apply the water at all walls, roof, floor inside of the farm, and also you should apply soap. Then rinse it with the brush or the other equipment. Now, after rinsing and washing, let the place or the farm dry, and then you must disinfect the farm with any disinfectant. Disease health checks. All birds are observed at least twice daily. Watch for symptoms such as coughing, sneezing, watery eyes, ruffled feathers, loss of feathers, excessive picking, labored breathing, and sudden drops in production and feed or water consumption. These are the factors you have to consider or check day by day or daily. In daily routine, you have to check these points so that the health of the birds should be monitored. Eliminate unhealthy or non-productive birds. Check birds periodically for lice, mites, and worms.